Hello, everyone. Welcome to another scene for Sept of the Howling Winds. We have another new arrival that is showing up. And what is her howl of introduction?
Um, well, goes something along the lines of I open wounds that the children of the storm crows seek entry into this set. With those who receive me, please come forward.
So, Bailey, I imagine that this is probably not long after they parted ways, so he could probably run into Lash relatively quickly. And he'll be like, "Oh, come on, let's go meet another one."
Lash will follow.
Hey, not without me, you don't.
And apparently he's coming too. And he gestures behind him to Aiden.
And he will. These three, unless Siobhan would like to join before they get to the newcomer.
Yeah, she will literally just seemingly walk out of like the little copse of trees or something. She'll just walk up and join them like it's no big deal. Like she hasn't been missing for like a month. And she just goes, "Sup, y'all?"
Like, oh, Bailey will say, "Oh, Siobhan, it's nice to see you. Why do you always show up once in a while? I don't understand."
She kind of thinks for a second and goes, "I have a great many mysterious things to do." And then she kind of like stage whispers to Lash, "Did that sound convincing?"
Wait,
Wow.
hold on. Wait. He looks at. He doesn't say that. He looks at her and goes, "1 second. 1, 2, 3. With 3 successes on subterfuge, he goes, "Absolutely, totally sounded legitimate."
And she gives him like she still has her, the hand up for the stage whisper, and she gives him a thumbs up behind the hand before she goes back to nodding her head like she totally knows what she's up to.
Bailey just chuckles and shakes his head. And he's like, "All right, come on. Let's not keep this newcomer waiting."
And she'll follow along.
So yeah, they'll go and find her.
And waiting there at the edge of the set, or at the edge of the barn, is a young woman looking to be in her early to mid-20s. Just sort of this plain and somewhat placid expression on her face.
Bailey will approach and he'll say, "Hello, I am Bailey Gonzalez. My deed name is in Latin, and it translates to 'Let justice be done, though the heavens fall.' I am born of Tugaru, under the half moon, and I am a shadow lord, fostering of the nation." And if are we in the Ember, or did she step sideways after the howl?
We'll say the Umbra.
Okay, we're in the Umbra. So, Spirit Heritage 5 Raven, standing in front of you. He is a child of Raven.
Lash step beside Bailey and go, "I am Lash, born of Tugaru, Ragabash, Cleath of the nation."
Forgot your tribe.
And curious. Thank you.
I'm Aidan O'Reilly. Cold or hard to dance. Hamed, born under gibbous moon, child of Gaia and clearest of the nation.
And Siobhan kind of just looks over, looks over someone's shoulder, kind of waves at this new person and says, I'm Siobhan McFinn, born on 2 legs under a gibbous moon, clearest of the nation. She kind of seems like she's thinking. She kind of looks at Bailey like, did I get everything?
Tribe.
Oh yeah, thank you. She kind of stage whispers, and I'm a Fianna.
Oh, god damn it. Ian, why? And Bailey will say, and I am a guardian of the Sept. Welcome to the Sept of the Howling Winds.
I require cleansing, and I've crossed a great deal of tainted
He nods, and he'll begin. He'll begin a very elaborate rite of cleansing just to make sure that he gets it all. And when he's finished, he'll go ahead and sense worm, and then he'll do it again.
I already did the sense worm. Lasher will give Bailey a nod. She's good.
I know, but it was for thematics that I wanted to do it like that.
Sorry.
Like, he does the rite of cleansing, didn't get it all, does it again. But yeah, and then he'll lead onto the Sept.
And as a good concept, because Aiden is fucking Aiden, he starts to go, Ma chère mademoiselle, it is with deepest pride. Wait, ma chère mademoiselle, with deepest pride and greatest pleasure that we welcome you tonight. And now we invite you to relax. Let's pull up a chair. And he starts singing, Be Our Guest.
Be our guest.
Okay, that's it. I'm getting you a new CD.
And it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 successes. So he sings well.
Bailey just kind of face palms like he just Beauty and the Beast at us.
Yeah, that's it. I'm getting him a new CD.
I got new CDs too.
Or I'll distract him. You remove that CD.
The complete Disney songs? And he'll look super shocked.
Yeah, Lash is openly talking about this. He doesn't care that Aiden is hearing it.
How would... That's just... No! I mean, I have a Justin Bieber CD that I bought on accident once. I'll throw that one out.
Okay, how did you buy a Justin Bieber CD on accident? How?
Weed and alcohol. Lots of it.
Bailey will nod. That's understandable. Okay. I would. Sure. So Bailey will look to Petra.
Just the stalest expression that ever has been expressed.
Do you require housing on Sept?
Now, I made arrangements before I came here. I found a small place that was for rent.
He'll nod. Okay.
Holy shit. She needs to meet Veronica.
She'll look to the various individuals.
Oh, welcome to the set.
So Bailey will just kind of like you know, walk her around the sept a little bit. We'll take her to the Karen Heart, which thankfully has been cleaned up. Previously, it was decorated in glitter and leopard print and a disco ball.
Yes, we, the right Ash, are trying to figure out a more embarrassing motif. Oops,
Right.
did I say that out loud?
So at the Karen Heart is the alpha of the sept. I need to change his overlay, but he's the alpha now. And he will look to the assembled and notice the new person, which he did hear her howl. And he'll look to her.
She'll look at him and she sizes him up for a good second. She doesn't look him in the eye, but she does seem to take him in. Somewhat perhaps bold of a Clea, but she does drop to a knee and expose her throat.
He'll smile.
Traveled quite a ways to see what this place is.
You and so many other people, but I am glad that you are here. I am delivers the mercy of death. I am a Hamid, born under the full moon, Ather of the nation, a child of Gaia for now. And Alpha of the Sept.
I am Petra Ridlova. Deeded open wounds. Born on 2 legs under the half moon, and child of the storm crow.
He nods to her. And he will brush his fingers across her throat and motion for her to get up.
She does. And she does have her eyes again fixed on him, giving him the attention he is due.
So I suppose as a Philodox, seeing the place where the nation has recently changed is was high on your priority list.
For better or worse, I come to see where things changed and why they changed. And so that I may take the word back to those who perhaps don't agree with what has happened.
I'll nod at that.
I would be curious to hear your opinion on it, though. I apologize. I overheard. I
No.
caught.
They definitely smile to Sierra.
Sarah will look to him. She does not smile back.
Yep.
She tilts her head up. Barely.
He'll wave her off.
Yep. She just turns back to open wounds.
Flash will nod at Sierra.
Come on back. Look to open wounds and say, I apologize. I did not introduce myself. I am Sierra Darcy, laced with dragons. Adrian Black Fury, born under a crescent moon on 2 legs.
Question.
Out of character. She would have said Theurge. I had a rune in my mind because I thought that open wounds was going to rune out of character. Also, I had a couple of rune concepts in my head on my way home.
Nice.
Question.
I apologize.
Question, Tim. How much tribal lore does Sierra have?
She got 3 dots in Black Fury lore.
Oh shit.
Can she roll it?
Oh
She
shit!
can. Yes, she
Yeah.
can.
Oh shit! Give me a minute. Oh fuck.
I've got a couple of dots in Black Fury lore as well. Should I be rolling too?
Yep. Everybody who's got Black Fury lore can roll it.
Where the fuck is that?
Huh. Well, let's see.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, there was no perception empathy needed. The exchange between Dev and Sierra was not necessarily disrespectful, but was the bare minimum needed.
Yep.
Okay, so I got 3 successes.
Dice roller 1, 2, 3, or miscellaneous?
Not miscellaneous for a scene. I don't know where people roll. Just
We're
go
in
with
dice
one.
rolling scenes.
Yeah.
First.
Go with
Okay. I'm okay. There we go. I see now. I know I've got 3 dots in that. Watch me botch. Watch me botch.
Don't botch.
It's gonna be fun. If my computer would move a little quicker. This is why I use my phone to roll dice. What is my phone? There it goes. Oh, hey! If the diff was 6, I've got 5. And if the scholarly specialty counts, I have 6.
Guess I'll get back to Tim in a second. Who had 3?
Lash had 3.
Mm-hmm. And Lash just disappeared. And Lash just reappeared.
Sorry, I had 3 successes.
So the name Open Wounds for 3 successes, was given to a Shadow Lord who dragged a kinfolk from her home to lure out a traitorous fury in the Sept of Bygone Visions. With 6 fucking successes, Jesus Christ. Petra Rydlova was part of a contingent that came to help with pushing back a hive that had been growing far too close to the Black Fury ancestral sept. She dragged this kinfolk after catching her sneaking supplies to her daughter, which was the traitorous Garu. And Petra dragged her out to an area where she had been leaving the supplies and proceeded to torture her so that her screams would carry on the wind to draw this traitorous Garu out of hiding.
Yeah, Lash looks over at Sierra for a moment.
Okay. Sorry, Tim's trying to work out how she would respond to this because this character has some very specific quirks.
Of course, she was vindicated because both of them were traitors. Just some people did not agree with the means and the fact that she did not wait for permission to do this.
Does Sierra look like she's deep in thought for a second? Presumably, probably knowing more than Lash would think that he knows.
For sure, yeah, definitely in thought.
Lash looks at Sierra. He's got a quirked eyebrow.
Yeah. But Sierra will. What? My bad. Were we just Icy? Were we just pretty much at introductions at this point?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So she'll look at open wounds and kind of tilt her head a bit. Sniff her a couple of times. It's pretty clear that she's very much in touch with the wolf side. She doesn't get all up in her grill, but she does kind of lean forward, sniff a couple of times, and she asks. But again, I was curious. What was your personal stance on the changes that have been occurring in the past few months? Or is that something I should ask you in private?
Anything I would say in private would mean nothing if I wouldn't say it in public.
Fair enough.
Every metis that is born is an individual that cannot carry on a line, cannot create more, tampers the nation when far too many are born out of proportion with those that can produce. And while each should be based on their own merit, the creation of them willingly is abhorrent.
Though it seems your opinion has far more pragmatic lines to it rather than religious.
I have seen many metis perform to an acceptable level, if not exceed many of their contemporaries. They have a unique advantage of being born within the nation from the moment that they draw breath. To change the first tenet of the litany, she takes a breath and she lets it out very slowly. Remains to be seen whether it is a wise move or not. I came here to see with eyes as unclouded as possible. If this is where it all changed, then here's where the effects of it will be felt the harshest. Good, bad, or indifferent.
Fair enough, then. And I think everyone here knew that there would be many, many opposing opinions to this. For reasonable reasons or less than reasonable.
Her eyes have gone to Sierra at this point, and she is sizing Sierra up just as she did the Alpha of the Sept. She doesn't look her directly in the eye to show disrespect, but I mean, Sierra doesn't need to roll P&E. Petra is already thinking in her head how well she stacks up against this person in front of her.
If you want to roll P&E on Sierra, you could go right on ahead.
I would love to. I just need to check what merit that I have actually does.
Oh, God. Oh, I see that shit. You motherfucker, you took that merit. I feel... Bruh. Why you do that, though?
Because it wasn't on the ban list.
Hate you.
Because that merit is a fucking Philodox's wet dream. I never commit it to memory because I never get to use it.
I think it's the difficulty of perception empathy is lowered by 2, and then perception empathy against you is raised by 2.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what it is too. Insightful. All right, here we go. 3. What? Three successes.
Okay. So you're pretty much trying to get a general idea of who she is. Can you have any?
Yeah, no, I hear you. She, her expression doesn't change all that much, but she will look just kind of with her eyes around at the various people. I can either roll a general perception empathy, Lindsay, or I can do one for each person.
If you just want a general feel of the gathered, just do one general roll.
All right. I can give you at least the personal thing for Sierra. If you don't mind me resolving that right quick.
Sure.
So right off the bat, Sierra does come off as quite. She does seem. At least I hope to think that I was playing her as seemingly gentle. But the way in which she interacts, which because it does come off as, I guess, easy how she talks to people, there's something about it that just seems off-ish. It's not that she's bad at talking to people, but you ever seen has Open Wounds ever seen American Psycho?
Possibly. Neither will confirm nor deny.
It's kind of that kind of charm, if you know what I mean.
The Patrick Bateman charm.
Yeah, like she's not necessarily like gazing down like Open Wounds right now, like she's coming for that ass, but it does seem like she might have just stabbed the bitch because she wanted to at some point.
Tim, you remember that point where Dende started mouthing off to Mr. Popo in Dragon Ball Abridged?
Yeah.
And there's that slight smile. Just that, oh, I like you.
Oh shit.
That's just like the smallest hint of a smirk comes to her face. But as far as the general P&E for the circle, 4 successes? Why don't we start with the alpha?
Ooh, be right back.
So his uh, he's not being disrespectful to her opinion, but she can tell that he doesn't necessarily agree with it. And Bailey, being a menace himself, is staring at her in Shadow Lord. Like, basically the expression that's on his overlay is the expression she's getting from him right now.
I'll get to that in a second.
Okay.
Nelson?
Well, since you did a Dragon Ball Z bridge thing, know how when they make know which they make, the dragon kind of just makes a smile and just goes, "Can't wait how you fucked this up." Yeah, this is a smile where Aiden is wearing. He's like, I wonder what's gonna happen.
Lash? Because he's awesome. That is, I'm very interested.
Towards you right now.
Sorry, what?
Distinctly unfriendly.
Particularly unfriendly?
Distinctly.
Yeah, you know, kind of expected that.
Kind of like, who the fuck do you think you are?
Motherfucking open wounds is who I am.
All right. My bad. We were doing me on the road.
Javon?
Siobhan, Peony, she wasn't even paying attention. Like, she lost interest, and she's kind of like drifting off in her own little world. Also, although you would pick up, like, she's also staring at Sierra with a very strange look on her face as she's kind of off in her own world.
Fair enough. Then back to the trouble. So, Bailey said that he was a Fostern, right?
Sure did.
So yeah, that look in Shadow Lord gets returned
Mm-hmm.
with a pretty begrudging intensity.
I'm sure it does.
And
He doesn't say anything, but she can definitely tell he is not pleased about her opinion. But it is hers, and he will respect it, though he doesn't like it.
I know, and there's a part of me that regrets what I'm about to do.
Oh, fuck me dead.
Vinny.
She'll just simply cock her head to one side, knowing that this bothers him.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have words for me? Tribe mate.
I just think that you should not be so quick to discount the validity of another Gaian warrior, whether they can reproduce or not.
When you die, who will carry on for you?
I have a son.
You have a son.
I do.
Born
And
of you?
he is of my blood, yes.
There's a sus look that suddenly comes upon that face.
And though he did not come directly from me, he shares my line and he will carry on my name.
But not
There
yours.
are ways. I am somewhat traditional, somewhat not. But the nation is too focused on who can and cannot breed.
I would say in a war where our numbers count, that would be hardly an
Yes.
afterthought.
And if you look at the numbers game, we can produce more metis than we can those not born of Tugaru, because the gestation time is faster. And now it is no longer such a danger to the mothers of Metis children to have them, because for some reason they are now being born in the breed of their mother. All Metis that have been born since my sister was born are being born in Hamid or Lupus. So if you're going on numbers for Warriors for Gaia, Metis can be produced faster, and therefore get our numbers up faster, if you want to treat them that way.
And where exactly does our longevity go?
He'll shrug. That's not what you asked for. You said numbers.
Hmm.
They're still kinfolk who can carry on the lines. I don't see why we need to be so stringent with breeding requirements. If Garu want their line carried on, they can breed with the kinfolk. If they don't care, they can breed with whoever they want. And why is it our problem? It's not. People have a right to choose. Garu have a right to choose who they want to breed with. And if they don't want their line carried on, that's up to them and is not for us to judge. Which is why it was taken out of the litany.
By some, not all.
Yes, I understand that.
Guy, help me. There are going to be days when I look back on this and regret this, but yeah, she's just going to lock eyes with him.
And he's not even back down. He'll stare her down. He even has a stare down gift if you want him to use it.
Don't have that.
Mm-hmm.
All I have is the standard stare down rules, which
Shit, I should probably get the stare down. And like in PlayStation 4. Kind of need that shit. Don't worry, I'm gonna get it later.
but I forget what the exact role for that is.
One sec.
Charisma, intimidation plus pure read, I think.
Yeah, charisma, intimidation. Difficulty is 5 plus the target's rank if applicable. And which is for the gift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm looking for the mechanics on just the standard one.
I think it's just charisma, intimidation.
Charisma, intimidation plus pure breed, and difficulty is opponent's willpower. You need to get successes as much as wits plus 5.
Well, going up an NPC is not always the smartest thing to do with dice pools, but
Oh, his willpower is only 7.
I'm feeling froggy.
Who he is locking eyes with? She?
She's locking eyes with Bailey.
Oh, okay.
Not the alpha. The alpha's willpower is 9.
She ain't gonna look at the alpha directly in the eye.
Well, that would be stupid.
I was debating doing it, but I was like, nah, don't.
I got 3 successes.
Okay. So he's going to use the gift, which is charisma intimidation plus pure breed. Difficulty is 5 plus the target's rank. So his diff is 6.
Mm-hmm.
And his charisma is 4. His intimidation is 3. And his pure breed is 4. So 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 dice. I do 6.
Is that a Hamid gift?
It is. And he has it.
Do you add the pure breed to gift activations?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's also
Unless it specifically says not to add pure breed. Yeah, you can add pure breed to gift activations and rights.
I'm really happy.
4 successes. 5 actually, because specialty. Nah, 4. His charisma specialty, I don't think would apply to this. Still, who wins?
Oh yeah. Well, you know, the advantage of having a gift. She does spend a point of willpower, though there is that certain degree of anger that's building up in her face because she knows now that a gift's being used on her. But it's one that she doesn't have yet and one she can't counter.
Yep. Yeah, the victim flees for 1 turn per success, though he may spend a point of willpower to resist the effects of the gift for 1 turn. Should the player roll 5 or more successes, the victim flees for the rest of the scene. Garu and other shapeshifters with rage do not flee, but may not attack while the gift is in force. So.
Umbra.
A lot of howls today. As Adelheid kind of like comes in to the group.
Yeah, we're in the Karen Heart and the Umbra.
Is the Alpha of the Sepus there?
He is.
Oh shit, we in the Umbra?
Yeah, we're in the Umbra.
Hey,
Adelheid. Adelheid approaches. He sees Garu, who he doesn't know. And he says, I am Adelheid Trimbenson. Deeded low smile. Foster Hamid, get a firm Saroon, guardian of the Sept.
Petra's locked in Mortal Kombat.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like if Adelheid just kind of rolls up and is like, hey guys, what's going on? Like Sierra will be like, no, don't do that.
So yeah, you're seeing 2 Garus stare each other down.
Okay, brunch is canceled, I guess. He's gonna light a cigarette and wait.
Yeah, I forgot to throw this out there. Sierra looks like she on fire.
He is probably looking at Sierra because it's been a long time.
Bailey looks like a raven, basically. He's got Spirit Heritage Raven 5. So his hair are like feathers. Feathers everywhere. He isn't Hamid, but yeah, he looks a lot like a raven standing there, which probably makes it a little bit more terrifying for Miss Petra over here being stared down by a fucking raven.
I mean, you've seen Alfred Hitchcock, The Birds, possibly.
Right, though.
But no, she'll burn another point of willpower if she has to. But she's just got this. She's just got that dead set look on her face, with one of her eyes twitching every so often as she looks at Bailey, and stares at him, leers at him. Probably the better turn of phrase. And she'll simply kind of get a slight smile on her face. What's my train of thought there? She will just simply sort of give that smile, that smirk, even though her whole body's shaking at this point. But I don't even know if she could roll rage at this point with that fucking gift.
She can't.
Yeah. So she simply smirks and goes, when we have the same chess pieces on the table, I'd like to see how this goes.
Nelson, what the fuck? Is Aiden eating popcorn watching this shit?
Yes.
Oh my god.
He's watching like their argument, eating popcorn.
I mean, it's not really an argument. It's
Flash is literally stealing popcorn from his backpack.
it's silent combat.
This is 3 seconds away from murder.
Right. So
I have mother's touch, guys. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
I mean, Dev raises his hand, so do I.
But yeah, without needing a roll for it, I'm pretty sure that Bailey probably knows what Petra meant with that statement. Having the same chess pieces on the table, this would be interesting.
He'll nod. And he'll say, I look forward to the day when we do.
And she will burn a third point of willpower just to hold it that much longer because now she's being petty.
She doesn't want to flee. She's too proud. Good Shadow Lord. Pats on the head.
Yeah, seriously, she won't be like, oh, it's like that.
I mean, there's,
Adelheid in his mind, he's like, it's always good to watch petty bitchy shadow lords fucking around with each other.
Right.
And eventually she has no choice but have to look away.
Yep. Is she gonna
Be that bitch. Just burn your willpower to 0.
Listen, she's gutsy and she has pride, but she's also not stupid. She may need that willpower down the line.
I ain't gonna lie. I might be that bitch. I might have been that bitch.
But yeah, I mean, for 4 turns is about 12 seconds or so.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, she'll hold out for as long as she can, and then she has to turn her head. She can't hold it anymore. But yeah, she does turn her head away.
And for those paying attention to Bailey, after she turns her head away, there is a ghost of a smile that crosses his face. Right.
Yeah.
That's right.
And Lasher just over and offers to Bailey a fist bump.
He's not going to. He's still in the zone. um.
She takes a deep cleansing breath in. Your head counts to 5. Then lets a breath out. Then she'll turn her attention to Adelheid. Since he is the new one here. I heard you say you were Get.
Anna Foster.
Of course, Raya. And she will expose her throat.
He nods and, touches the throats, which is a acceptance of submission.
I've been fortunate enough to see your kind fight. Though I have never seen, I believe you call... What do you call your runes?
Oh, see, I think they're Modi.
Yeah, Modi.
Modi.
I have yet to see one completely unfurl his rage on the battlefield. I've been told it's quite impressive.
Thank you for these nice words. We try to do what is best for Garu Nation. You're new at the Sept?
Oh, go ahead, Mish.
He says you're new at the Sept.
Yes.
He nods. There was no smile in this guy. It's just a weird, emotionless look most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
He still seems to be waiting, like to present yourself because he did. Did you post a howl or anything like that?
I didn't post a howl, no.
Okay. Like, did she howled?
She did howl, and that's how she got entrance into the set.
Oh, okay. Okay, then he heard. I hope Gaia and your ancestors will guide your way to a better future in this sept.
We'll see what kind of future this sept has to offer.
Does the alpha of the sept is there? As I asked for the second time, but I couldn't hear the first time. I apologize. OOC.
I said yes.
Adelheid, like after a while talking with the Petra, his eyes kind of goes towards the alpha, and he like slowly approaches without turning his back to the Petra, and then he shows submission to the alpha.
He'll smile and he'll say, "It is great to have you back on Sept, Adelaide." He'll brush his fingers across his throat.
Thank you, Raya. It is an honor to be back.
I don't think we ever officially met, though.
He nods.
I'll go ahead and introduce myself if you would like.
Of course, Raya. Meeting with you is an honor.
I am Devlin Cienfuegos, delivers the mercy of death. I am an Athro of the children of Gaia, born on 2 legs under a full moon, and Alpha of the Sept. And anybody with Shadow Lord lore can roll it.
Hot diggity damn. My lucky day.
Mm-hmm.
Three successes?
So the the name Cienfuegos is prominent among Shadow Lords. She would know that the head of the Judges of Doom is Antonio Cienfuegos. So he's obviously related.
But not a Shadow Lord.
No. So if she'd like to ask questions, she's more than welcome to.
Nope. She's just keeping that one for later.
Okay.
OOC is Adelheid should also present himself as with his like fully lead name and all that jazz, or him howling is accepted.
Him howling is fine. Dev heard
okay.
it, so yeah.
Okay.
And he knows who Adelaide is. He just, because they never actually officially met before he left, he wanted to introduce himself.
Okay. I hope to aid the Sept as best as I can. I have talked with the Wormfoe today. I know the Sierra Raya also is leading the fight against the big Thunderbane. Also, there's a hunt towards an elder vampire, the old one. I wish to be helpful in both of these situations, and also defending the Sept as guardian.
He nods. Thank you. I appreciate that. The leader of the mission for the Thunderworm is standing right in front of you, and he'll motion over to Sierra.
And you went on the Thunderworm? Then you went on the Thunderworm.
Working under you will be a pleasure and an honor, Raya. Just like the old days.
Exactly like him.
Mind if I tag along?
Hey, more the merrier.
I think these 2 members in the back of the Silent Guardians would like to be involved. And the Lash will step up beside his pack, maybe David.
I'm actually really sorry, Ian. You were really robot-y on that. What was all that he said?
1 second.
He said 1 second, guys.
I think he's gonna come back.
Yeah, it's no big.
Test.
Definitely better, yeah.
Yeah. Lash will step up next to Aiden and give him a nod, and goes, I think both members of our pack, or at least 2 members, I don't know about the third, I won't speak for him, would be interested in helping out with the Thunderworm.
Word of advice: if you're part of a pack, then that means you all do speak for one another to a certain degree. But I get what you mean. I'm glad to have you.
Lash will nod.
I have also heard what happened to Dazzles the Young.
Oh, very visible anger flashes across her face, and she says, "Yes,
Yeah, that
very much."
a flash of anger across Dev's face as well, and he'll nod. And Bailey, of course, kind of just maintains the look on his face.
What was the comment that caused the anger, sir?
That oh, go ahead.
Adelheid said, "I heard what happened. What happened to Dazzles the Young."
Oh, yeah. Lash doesn't look happy.
Adelheid also looks unhappy.
Yes. Gaia truly did smile on Dazzle's Raya, for she does still run with us. She is still recovering.
I try to send her my respects. And I try to help. I hope it will be helpful to her.
If you like, I'll do my best to see to it that you can give your respects personally. I'm sure she'll be happy to see you back.
He nods. Tim. Adelheid looks more down than he used to be. He looks more older in the last 8 months that he was not here. And it is, how do I say this? He just looks older, and it seems he had lived through a bit. You know, the facial expressions is different. He looks more, he acts more like adult, not like a child that he used to be.
Sierra's much the same way, fuck.
Lash is actually going to step over to Dev for a second, bare his throat, and ask if he could speak to him for a second.
Dev will nod, wave him off, and do you wish to speak privately?
Yes, for a moment. If that's alright.
He'll nod and take him aside. Anyone with heightened senses can listen in.
Oh, wait, what's happened? They go.
Going a little ways away out of regular earshot.
I have to roll curiosity.
I mean, he did just, Lash did just out loud ask Dev to speak privately, so.
ST.
Yes.
Can I roll my perception and alertness on this?
You have acute hearing, right?
I
Yeah.
do.
You can. Anyone with acute hearing or heightened senses can listen in.
All right. I failed my curiosity roll. I'm spinning a gnosis.
Okay.
Whoops.
I got 3 successes.
Also, I have to roll curiosity.
It is willpower. You pass yours.
Fuck, I gotta roll mine too. Sorry.
Everybody got curiosity.
Yeah.
Roll your willpower.
Hold the curiosity.
Yeah, I feel fucking mine.
Yeah.
Willpower.
The only one without curiosity is the one that's asking to speak to him.
Bailey doesn't have it either.
Oh,
Adelheid doesn't have curiosity.
Yeah, I never bought that shit off.
They beat him out of him when he was a child.
Oh no! Oh no! For those of us that activated heightened senses, do we need to roll to like hear?
Yes. Because what it does
Oh.
is reduces your difficulty.
So I got a really good roll, but I messed up the code, so it was rolled at difficulty 610.
Yeah, you're fine. I see the successes. You got 5 of them. So
Okay.
you don't have any desire to know what the conversation is. You're just fine.
She's too mad at Sierra.
She's pissed at Sierra. She's
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let everybody do their rolls before starting.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. Yep.
So Aiden doesn't go, but as they move away,
Jesus. Okay.
Aiden doesn't
So
go, but as they move away, she just smiles and going to tell him how you shamelessly asked me to get rid of my Disney city.
Yes, that's exactly what I'm going to talk to him about.
for sure.
Shameless.
So yeah,
he just smiles.
they'll go out of regular earshot. So what's gonna happen is Petra is gonna be able to hear. She's gonna be able to get the basic idea of what they're talking about. Sierra's gonna be able to hear almost everything. Like she'll miss a few words here and there.
Okay. I'll try to roll.
So I will switch to just Deb's overlay.
Sorry.
For this. So give me 1 second. Okay. Now, conversation. He'll smile at him. What can I do for you?
I was a little worried about what happened recently with the leaving of the previous Alpha. By the way, congratulations.
It's not really something to be congratulated about, but thank you.
The things that the previous Alpha said at the moot, are they still in effect?
Oh, yes, of course. You always have the protection of the Sept.
Thank you.
And we will back you up on everything. You don't have to worry about that.
All right. I just didn't want to assume anything.
I can understand that for sure. But yes, I give you my word that myself, a seer, anybody, especially those with Sept positions, will protect you and anyone who seeks refuge with the Sept.
I also have one other request, if you'll allow it.
Hell nod. What is it?
Your blessing for our new pack. Me, Aiden, and Alexi have formed the Silent Guardians. We're still deciding who's going to be Alpha.
Of course. I have no issues with that.
Thank you. And he'll bow, and his eyes will go to the ground.
And the two of them will walk back to the group.
He goes back. And when he rejoins the group, he leans over to Aiden and goes, "The pack has the Alpha's blessing."
He'll smile and nod.
Adelaide is looking at certain Ginger, who didn't present herself.
She's like doesn't even seem to be paying attention to the events going on. She's got her arms crossed and she's staring at Sierra like she's waiting for Sierra to say something. Like it's not necessarily aggressive, it's just like I'm waiting.
Is it obvious that she's staring? Is like one of those everybody can see there?
Oh yeah, she's like off towards the back of the group because she wasn't actively participating, but she's not hiding it.
The most important question is the foot tapping it?
No.
He'll move. Aiden moves to Sierra. I think this one over there is staring at you.
Wait, what? She's looking over. Oh. Hey, Siobhan. Sorry,
Oh, sorry, you go. Sorry.
we'll just say, sorry. Got kind of wrapped up with everything here. Is there something you needed?
I guess you could say that. We need to talk.
Okay. I'm assuming something private?
I mean, you kind of sort of announced that you were claiming me as your mate to the whole sept, and then you don't talk to me for like a month?
I'm sorry, what?
And she kind of just has this expression like, it's really hard to describe. It's like she's not mad. She's just like, how can you not know what I'm talking about? She's like, when we had that party for out of character, it was Beltane, correct? I think that party was for Lindsay.
Oh, Timber.
No. Beltane isn't until May. It was Imbolc.
Imbolc, thank you.
Sierra was on so many mind-altering substances. She don't remember that night.
But yes,
She took awakened weed and alcohol.
Yeah, she was prostrated. Like, she didn't even know what life was.
Siobhan just goes, yeah, at the Imbolc party, you just howled it out to the whole set.
Oh, out of character. She didn't howl it. She just kind of said it. With
Didn't
the
she howl
alpha. Yeah.
I thought
No,
you
she-
did. Oh, sorry.
She howled it. There was a howl post made. It was a howl.
No, she never howled it. Unless someone else did.
Sorry, my
Okay.
headphones got stuck on the dog. And she just goes, now the foot is tapping. And then she just goes, I mean, we kind of still have to deal with this.
Yeah, it looks like it. We'll talk later.
And by later, you don't mean in a month, right?
By later, I mean in a couple of hours.
She nods. She goes, good enough for me. And then as soon as she says that, the like grumpiness just fades away and she gets this big old toothy grin and she just kind of goes, so, new people, aren't you excited?
Who are you?
Offers her some popcorn.
Yeah, for anyone that no peonies needed, Sarah is just as confused as the entire crowd is.
Adelaide just looks at I don't know how to pronounce your character's name. I apologize. But Adelaide just looks Shibhan.
No, Siobhan.
Shaban, he just looks at Shaban and says, "Who are you?"
And she turns to him and says, "Oh, sorry. You must have snuck up on me. I'm Siobhan McFinn, born on 2 legs under the gibbous moon to the Fianna tribe." And she does do the bare her throat thing just in case. She doesn't know what rank he is, but she goes, just in case.
Is she Clea? I didn't hear.
She didn't say, but I guess she
Okay.
forgot. But yeah,
I
she's
am
just a really bad character.
Adelaide Trimminson, Ahmed Foster, and get a finish room. Deeded. Lost smile.
And she will say, "It's very nice to meet you, Lost Smile Raya." Did Vinny fall asleep?
Yep, Vinny fell asleep.
Wow.
It's late for him. It's like 4 a.m. for the dude.
It's really bad. I'm trying, guys. I'm really trying.
Yeah, I'll catch you later, dude. I'll probably want to see with Petra later.
Cool. Night, guys.
You have a good night.
Good night.
Vinny?
He nods at her. And doesn't say anything, just a nod.
And she does have a very overpowering smell of Fianna beer breed. Like you could probably smell his bitch a ways
She's
away.
a Macpheon. She is a Macpheon. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I just waits. Brunches probably is gonna return to the sept now as the Petra left, and we are many seconds away from murder.
Bailey does relax slightly after she leaves. Not a lot, but a little bit.
Oh, nah, Bailey's still tense as fuck. By the way, Sarah's been kind of throwing. She been throwing some glances at him, definitively not hostile, no beef. Almost like she's checking on him.
Bailey, what was the deal?
I'm sorry?
I did not agree with her opinions on the previous first law of the litany. So she chose to try and stare me down. She didn't win. I did.
Oh, what was her opinions? Yuff.
That metas are a waste of time because they cannot carry on the lines of their progenitors. So there's no point in having metas because we can't breed. Of course, I disagree. And I pointed out to her that she brought up that it was create less numbers having metis, but I brought up the fact that metis gestate in a shorter period of time. And now, for some reason, since my sister was born, she was the first metis to be born in Hamid instead of Krynos. And every metis that has been born since she has been born in the breed of their mother, either Hamid or Lupus. There have been no metis born in Krynos since she was born.
Heard about that.
So now, since the law has changed, there is less of a risk of having them. So in a pure numbers game, we can produce more warriors for Gaia by producing metis because it does not take as long to go through the Metis pregnancy. I don't agree with using Garu like that, but it's an argument that's a valid one. She didn't like what I had to say, so she stared me down and shrugs. I won.
Yeah, she didn't seem to take too kindly to that. Sounded like she was telling she was saying she was going to be coming for that ass later.
She does, she does. She may have to deal with my packmate if she does. My packmate is... he smiles a little bit. My packmate is the Alpha's sister, Veronica Cienfuegos, and she is a foster in Shadow Lord Galliard.
It's a lot of shadow lords, yeah.
She's Sebastian Ryan's sister, then.
He nods.
I was unaware of the relation.
She just found out a month, maybe 2 months ago, and Dev just found out about it, that he was also Antonio's, what was it, 2 weeks ago? Dev will nod about that.
Sierra's gonna look to specifically. She doesn't know Aiden, so she doesn't know Aiden as well. But she's gonna be looking over to Siobhan, Adelheid, and Lash, and she'll just go, "Are we like the only motherfuckers that aren't related to someone here?"
I mean, apparently you and I are into each other.
Woo! That was a lot of voices.
Did she look at Aiden? I didn't hear that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just said she doesn't know Aiden as well, so he wasn't included in this specific statement, but it was still something he could like blatantly hear. She had just said, "Are we like the only motherfuckers that aren't related to someone here?" It wasn't really salt. It was more joking, really.
As far as I know.
I mean, even though Adelaide's wife died, he's still family to Punches. And so
Aiden looks at Lash and starts giggling like a child.
Let's say that out the fuck loud.
no, I'm sorry, that was out of character. Me
Okay.
reminding
Oh
him
god,
of
I was like, shit.
I was like, no!
I was
Sorry,
gonna roll that rage so
out of
fast, so
character.
quick.
No, out of character, me, the ST, I'm reminding Amachan that
Oh,
even
yeah.
though his wife died, he's still family to Punches. So
Yeah.
This scene was gonna be fucking Adelheid and Sierra crying in the care cart. That was it.
Dude, Adelheid actually says I am related to Punch's.
And Aiden just looks at Lash and then starts giggling like a child.
As far as I know, I'm not related to anybody. Just, yeah,
I mean, I'm not related to anybody here, so yeah. At least as far as I know.
It's finding out that we have like a father here on set, a new trend. He looks at the Alpha saying this.
as a packmate.
I guess so, because the man that I knew as my father was not obviously my biological father. I'll shrug.
Yeah, why don't you just tell them, Aiden?
My father's Alexi.
Yeah, I totally called that one, by the way.
Dev nods.
Your father is
His father is Alexei Petrova. But
Also the third member of this pack.
so The Petrova family in this game, the Petrova family is a prominent family of silver fangs. The head of the family is legendary Garu, Soul of Mountains. He's a Galliard, and he knows every right in the nation, including lost rights, and that is something everybody would know.
Mm-hmm.
Just know that means Troll is my grandfather. He was so pissed when he found out he realized his grandson was a child of Gaia. It was kind of funny.
I wonder with those ancestors, you will have to work really hard, honoring and reaching to their level.
In my defense, I had no idea, but they probably don't care.
Huh?
She says, in my defense, I had no idea, but they probably they as in the ancestors probably don't care.
So you're not gonna work hard?
I'm going to work hard because that's what I want to do for the nation, not because of my blood.
You know, it's you don't smell like a child, the Silverfang, though. You smell like a child of Gaia.
Yeah, apparently Dad kind of found a set of Gaia kinfolk who had pretty high pure breed Child of Gaia. I don't know how I smell more Child of Gaia than Silverfang, who my father is, but he'll just shrug. Hell,
I mean, yes, your mother must look like her ancestors.
and he actually turned to the other. How is that possible? How can I smell more Child of Gaia than Silverfang when my father? Well, my family are the Petrovas. How?
Shrugs. You joined the tribe. Oh, the tribe. A lot of times, the tribe that you join has a lot to do with it. You smell like the tribe you joined because you had pure breed in that tribe.
He'll nod.
So on a brighter note, anybody seen Liam lately?
Is he seen?
Devil.
Is he?
Yeah, anybody seen what now?
Liam.
Oh, Liam. Okay.
Devil. Will say I can howl for him if you'd like.
It was Liam.
Or be helpful, thank you.
So Devil howl for Liam. And Liam will arrive. And he'll say, "Hi, Alpha. What did you need?" And he'll say, "Lash wanted to see you. I figured howling for you, instead of sending him to find you, would be easier." And he'll nod, and he'll notice that there's a new face. And he'll introduce himself first. He'll say, I'm Liam Donovan, known as Dances on Edge. I am Adrian of the Nation, son of Stag, born under no moon on 2 legs.
I am Adelaide Trimbenson. Ahmed Austin Gedda Fenris Rune, deeded lost smile. And he will present his throat.
He'll brush his fingers across his throat and nod to him.
I'm sorry, my apologies, Raya. I should add, Guardian of the Sept.
He'll nod. Welcome.
Thank you, Raya.
He'll look to Lash.
Flash will step over to him and first Varys to him.
What can I do for you?
This time, I Lash, currently Cleas, Ragabash, Blackberry, challenge for the rank of Master.
So Liam grins and he goes, "Oh, a rank challenge. I've been looking forward to one of these." And I accept your challenge. And let's see, he'll tap his chin. He'll think. So you are a Ragabash. And part of a Ragabash's duty is scouting and tracking. A lot of people only see the questioning, mocking, almost silly side of us. They don't see the more seriousness of what we can do. There is an artifact. It's not a fetish. It's just an artifact that needs to be claimed. So I want you to go and claim it. Using whatever means necessary, just don't get caught. It is important to me, my family. And he'll give a location of where it is, and I'll put it in your blue book later exactly where.
Okay.
And he'll say, "Do you accept this task?"
I do.
Nod. You have 1 month to complete it.
He'll step back and offer a bow.
And he'll smile to him. And he'll say, "Is that all needed?"
I didn't hear that. So.
He'll ask if that was all he needed.
All I need to thank you, Ray.
He'll nod. And he'll look to the group and he'll say, "Does anybody else need anything of me before I take off?"
It was a pleasure to meet with you, Raya.
It was a pleasure to meet you as well.
Oh, out of character. Hey, Lindsay.
What?
That thing you told me about Liam and PMs, does Sierra know that thing about Liam? That he has that specific skill set?
Well, I mean, she would know that he's part of that pack, so yeah.
Bitchin'. Sierra is going to look over to Liam and say, by the way, Liam, there was something I needed to bring up to you, though I don't think it would be... It's not something to bring up in mixed company.
He'll raise one eyebrow, but he'll nod. He probably can guess what it's about. So, he'll say, "All right, find me later."
Will do.
And Dev will dismiss him, and he will be off. Does anybody have anything else they would like to do in this scene?
Flash will turn to Deb and bow and say thank you.
He'll nod to him. He'll say, "No problem." If that's it for everybody for this scene, I think we can call it here. So, thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.